We all know that going to the dentist is a giant pain, and not just for our hip pocket. But as the cost of living crunch grows, more Aussies are looking overseas for cheaper treatment, with some horrific results.
Last year, Christine Gwin discovered she needed upwards of 30 grand's worth of work done on her teeth. An impossibly large bill for a 74-year-old retiree.
It's all become very stressful, the whole thing.
So when Christine found Indian-based practice Dentistry with glowing testimonials from fellow Aussies and promises of cheap dental care, she was hooked.
The quote I had from Dents on paper was $4,560. When I got to Dents, they decided after one X-ray that the quote was now 16.
Having already forked out to get to Mumbai, Christine felt she had no choice but to increase her credit limit and go ahead with the procedure.
I had to keep saying, it's so painful. I was going, oh my God. And she was obviously in a hurry.
A dental implant, 2 root canals and 22 crowns later, Christine now lives in constant pain. Badly fitting crowns mean food is getting stuck and causing infection. A botched root canal has left her with nerve damage.
Constant pain is exhausting. The prosthodontist I went to said that the work would be in excess of $50,000.
While there are no official figures to show how many Aussies are travelling for so-called dental tourism, specially set up Facebook pages are swarming with those desperate for cheap care.
Costs skyrocketed and I just don't have that type of money.
Has anyone got implants in Dubai?
Can I please ask for people's experiences? And also, was there any other costs involved?
The cost is something that us dentists, we can't really compete with. We completely understand. But we see the pitfalls and the disasters.
Currently, Medicare only covers dental care for children whose parents are on government benefits. Dentists say that's behind the dental tourism boom.
There is a certain standard in Australia that is set based on our materials that we have to use and based on the type of dentistry that we have to provide. What happens overseas is that standard is not there.
As for Dents, the company Christine used, they've just had hundreds of fake reviews removed amid accusations they've been systematically ripping off their customers.
I've come back with a $50,000 bill. So where's the advantage and the continual pain in going overseas for a dental treatment? People have the impression that these people are top-notch dentists, and they're not.
We are live from the lands of the Kulin Nation. Dr Scott Davis is with us now, head of the Australian Dental Association. Scott, dental care is prohibitively expensive here. Can you see why so many people are going overseas for treatment?
Well, I can understand. And cost of living at the moment is a real issue for most Australians. And healthcare in general in Australia is expensive. Medicare tends to shield us from the knowledge of exactly how much medicine costs, but it's very expensive as well. So I fully understand why some people feel they need to go overseas. I just caution them about doing so.
Well, can you tell us, I don't want to be ghoulish, but what types of horror stories have you heard?
Well, I'm in a particular position where I'm a specialist prosthodontist, so when really bad cases come back with big problems, they tend to end up on my doorstep. Over-treatment is something that really concerns me. Teeth which don't need treatment, being crowned or having other work done to them is really disappointing. Crowns which have been just placed within a year failing and having to be replaced and costing even more to replace because of the damage that's done. Implants that get infected, teeth that are extracted and not completely removed. Imagine what could go wrong. It does go wrong for some people.
Dr Scott, well, firstly, thanks for showing your face on TV. I've heard that's quite dangerous for a man in your profession. But is going overseas bad news every time? Because there's also a lot of glowing reviews of the practice.
Absolutely not. There's some skillful people in every country in the world. And in every developed country which has high costs of labour and equipment and leasing will have higher fees than developing countries. And you can get good outcomes, but it's a gamble, and you're gambling with your health.
The Greens have been pushing for a while for dental to be covered by Medicare. There's a government report that suggests it. The thing about that is that it would be really expensive, and the government has said it's too expensive. So if we can't have universal dental health care, What do you think we should have? Like, what would be the most urgent thing we could do that would make the biggest difference and get most bang for buck?
Well, we at the Australian Dental Association appreciate there's no appetite from either side of government for universal dental in something like a Medicare type scheme, and we appreciate that, that's fine. But there are subgroups of our society who are suffering and are being neglected, have been pointed out by a Senate Select Inquiry and a Royal Commission into residential aged care that our seniors are suffering, in particular in aged care. That special needs people need funding specifically. They need access to general anaesthetics because of their special needs. We have children who could benefit from access to general anaesthetics and would avoid having a dental phobia for the rest of their life. We have a big problem in that area. We have people on low incomes who can't get into public dental centres for up to 2 years. That's not the dentist's fault there. They're working flat out as it is. And sadly, this incumbent government and the last one are turning their back and ignoring these very significant problems. So tell your local member, it's not good enough.
Dr. Scott, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for your time.
Oof.
You can see why it's attractive to
Hang
people,
on, I'm just
right?
changing my travel plans to
Yeah.
Turkey.
You can see why it's attractive.
Of
You can do it for like a
course.
third of the cost. You get a holiday tacked on
Yeah.
the end, but it can go so wrong. And if something does go wrong, and then you're back here, there's no recourse. You
No.
can't get it fixed.
And then to get it fixed is triple the original price.
Yeah.
But the worst bit about it is it might work.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
correct, correct. And all we see is reality TV people who've had great success.
Right.
You know?
Big teeth.
Is that
Is that a success?
Oh, Sharon. They've got stunning
They've got
smiles.
terrific teeth. Anyway, where's the tooth fairy in all this? That's what I want to know. I was thinking that. Give the tooth fairy a bit of cash, they could come in, pay the difference.
What currency are they giving it to you in?
Exactly. That's
Hang
what
on,
I
the
wanna
Tooth
know.
Fairy's been collecting a lot of
That's
money.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, they can foot the bill.
Sorry, I didn't put it all
Has
together.
anyone got a
Yeah,
line to the tooth
it's-
fairy?
Yeah, it's very
I'm coming
good.
up with solutions here, guys.